Hello, everyone, especially all the brothers oblate around the world. I was asked by Graciela Echart to share our experience, especially on the regard of this topic. Uh, I want to share about our Indonesian province on the effort of personal and financial sustainability. The things that really has some big impact toward our congregations and especially in our province. From where we have to start this move? I was appointed as a provincial bursar in 2012, and since then, until now, I'm still a bursar for our province. There was a time when we have an oblate gathering in Yogyakarta in 2014. In that oblate gathering, we have decided these two things. The first is concentrating on formation. We should have more formandists in our seminary because up to 2016 or 17 even, we had a very small number in terms of formandists. We have very small numbers of our seminarian, and we were struggling to get young people to come to our congregations. While you see in Indonesia, many dioceses and also congregations, they are really blooming and growing like what? While Oblate was still very slow at that time. So during that gathering, out of so many options, we decided that first of all, we will concentrate on formation, how we should have more formandists in our seminary. Of course, considering also the good qualities of them. The second thing is we try to reviving the idle assets for making them more productive for the congregation. Thank God to our expatriate oblates. They have given us a legacy for the Indonesian oblates, especially a lot of assets, especially in the form of lands and also buildings. But unfortunately, at the time, those assets were not really being maintained well. Some we even lost our assets because the legal formal of those assets were not really maintained well or provided well. So at that time, in the gathering, we decided to revive those idle assets for making them more productive for our congregation. Then uh, I was just want to really thinking at a time in this sharing, it's better to seriously talking about that two important decisions from that oblate gathering in 2014. First, concentrating on formation. We should have more formalists in our seminaries. And what the strategy we have decided at the time, first of all, was changing the personnel. Because of course, when you want to concentrate in one of the very important decision, personnel will be a thing came first in our mind at the time. How to change, how to make the changing of the personnel, transfer this person that we consider he will be fit for this kind of job or this kind of ministry. So we did it in a very nice way. The second thing is we are building the minor seminary. That is our dream. Why we'll try to make that in a very serious way? Because in Indonesia, those congregations, especially the priest congregations, men congregations, and also the diocesan who have minor seminary or their own minor seminary, they are growing very much in terms of numbers and of course the quality of the candidates are maintained well because we follow them, we form them from a very early age of their time. So we consider that building the minor seminary was one of our priorities at the time. The third thing is prepare for formators. Of course, once you are considering about to build the formation program, first element that's very important is a formatter. So at the time also, a lot of discussions, who will be your formatter, what are the programs will be for them, and how to maintain so that the formation house or the formation level from the lower one up to the highest level will be a continuity in terms of programs. And the fourth one is the financial support for that matter. Every congregations and especially every province, once you are talking about the formandi, one is talking about the seminary, one is we are talking about the formation house. If we get a lot of numbers, a good number of students in our seminary, of course, financial support to support all the systems and to support all the process will be very important. You see, we are from Indonesia. It is such a big country. We have more than 17,000 islands, while oblates are working in Central Java, Yogyakarta province, Jakarta province. It is all in Java Island, and in Borneo Islands, especially in North Borneo, East Borneo, and West Borneo. While working in those particular areas, we bought a lot of lands. Now, how to use that land for the sake of the congregations, that will be our second program. So we decided to have that. That's why a second decision was reviving the idle assets. In this case, where assets was about land and also regarding how to maintain the buildings. For some lands, we have built already some buildings. For making them more productive for the congregations, for the sake of financial sustainability of the province. What is the purpose to revive those idle assets? The first, of course, for formations, because first priority is how to have a good number of students in our formation, because even we are thinking about so many projects, so many programs, so many ministries, but if we don't have a good people in our formation house, the question is who is going to continue those ministries? That's why if we can revive all the idle assets, make it more productive, first of all, the purpose was for formation. The second one was for ministries in a long term. We have a lot of mission works here, schools, retreat centers, parishes, and those parishes, especially in West Kalimantan and North Kalimantan, are still very, we may say, we always take the very simple place where simple people are living there. So to continue our mission for those people in ministries, we need to have a good financial sustainability. The fourth one is we are looking for the good impacts toward the society. It's not always that we are working through our special ministries like schools, like clinics, like retreat center or something like that, but there are also works that directly touching the life of the people. So by having the sustainable financial, we thought that it will give also the good impacts toward the society. The fourth one is when we consider not to depending very much to the foreign and local donors. Yeah, you see, you can saw there because at that time, maybe up to 2016, we were very much depending on the foreign and local donors. Almost 60 to 70% of our major income came from the donors. So at that time, we thought that we cannot be like this for the future because the donors are very limited. And also, there are countries are not able to send their money anymore to some countries because of the regulation coming from their government, which are very rigid in many ways. So we try to revive our own assets for this purpose. Why we are doing this? I may mention here out of so many what we call backgrounds. Yeah, there are two. We remember about two chapters that are pushing on a unit to be more sustainable. We remember of the general chapter of 35th. In the Acts of the 35th general chapter, it is written about in the point of financial stewardship, especially pointing out about the financial sustainability, transparency, and increasing reliance on the local sources of revenue. So we really brought this idea to uh, our meetings, our discussions, how locally we are going to have a good revenues for the future, how to use our local, especially local sources. And we are in Indonesia most of the time, most of us, we are working in the parishes. Some parishes are well to do parishes, but some parishes are very poor. So we cannot really continue to rely on the parishes for our local revenue. We should try another way. The act of the general chapter of 36th, where it is stated about in the mission and finance, that the mission of the congregation must consider carefully and wisely the reality of finances. Financial matter will always be part of our lives and discussion and as missionaries. So we consider it very seriously, these two chapters, uh, that these two chapters pushing us very much that we have to uh, work seriously in terms of personal and financial sustainability. There, there was a time when the new awareness came. It was in July 24, August, yeah, up to 5 September time. Yeah. In 2016, Graciela Echard and Ariane Boyer-Roy came to Indonesia. We invited both of them for a project pilot about the making awareness regarding this relative financial sustainability. The presence of these two persons were giving us a very good impact for our province. At that time, I was the one who organizing this meeting. I thought maybe only a few oblate could came to the meeting, but to my surprise, there were 19 oblates joining the meeting. It was really a big surprise for me. And we invited also 24 lay people from many backgrounds. Some are bankers or what's we call this, some experts in taxation, something like that, and uh, some experts in credit union or many other financial sectors. And this awareness regarding the financial sustainability in the province since that time growing in a very good way. We are happy with the presence of Graciela and Ariane. We're thankful for the congregations sending these two very what we call special persons for us to encourage our people here how to have a relative financial sustainability and try to see it from different angles. Yeah. And that meeting had a very good impact to all of the province members, not only for the priests but also for our students. After that meeting, you see more oblates ready to involve in the sustainability programs. When we were discussing about the sustainability, either financially or personal, oblates are very lively responding toward the discussions, and they will give their opinions, and also in the discussions it was very light discussions where everybody ready to share their experience or ready to share also their expertise, because some oblates are very talented in making this sustainable financial sustainability, but only at that time was in a very particular area, so not in the whole as a province. Second thing is we started to work in team. Making a teamwork is much better to work only alone, or maybe everybody was working but not working as a team. So we started to have a teamwork, discuss certain matters as a team. Not a big numbers of oblates join, but those who voluntarily joined in the meeting, they have been giving their good idea, and also not an idea. They are also working. They started to do something for the province, and also some other impact is we are using some small groups meeting for learning together. Like we are learning about the in the finance committee, we learn a lot of things about how to manage our financial sustainability, how to try the opportunity in Indonesia to build our financial capacity better. And the building community, for example, like we built a chapel in East Borneo, and we built also this juniorate or minor seminary. So we were working together, something that we never did it before. Now it came to us as a new thing, but it pushing almost every one of us to ready to involve in the common project. So we have a common projects, not like before. Those who are able or were able to really looking for the money or were able to make fundraising, they were the people who built many things, but it is like their own project. Of course, we cannot say it is their own project. It is a project for the province, but maybe only one or two persons were doing the projects. But now it is not. That kind of story is was ended. Now we start to work really together with our common projects. We have our common goals after that meeting, and we conduct also more workshops for the formalities. So for formalities, from the minor seminary up to the major seminary, we conducted quite often the workshops for those groups in a separate groups, of course, because they are different in terms of capacity and level, and also capacity to learn also. So to our surprise, the formalities were very attractive and also very good, responsive to the workshops we did. So we were happy to see the mood and the result and the response from the formalities. Yeah, and we hope from that workshops, once they become an oblate, become a priest, either priest or oblate as a brother, uh, already they have a basics understanding regarding the financial sustainability, and it will be a good base for the future. The second thing is, the most important thing is now Indonesia is changing very much in terms of, we may say, in terms of government, yeah, how the government managing the country. You see, during this pandemic, our economic was not in recession, while many other countries, especially our neighbor countries like Malaysia, uh, Singapore, Philippines, Thailand, they have gone through the recessions, while our economy is much better, still giving a very positive way. But besides that, the government demands very much about the tax, paying the tax, and we have to be seriously considering regarding these taxations. So while working in the congregations with the nature that we are a non-profit institution, so we cannot really go forward in a good progress if we are working through the congregations, using the congregation as a base. So at that time, especially in 2000, since 2017, and we continue to work until 2019, we decided after several meetings and discussions, we decided to have a companies. So we established two companies. One is PT Karya Demaze Investama, KDI, and the second one is CV Demaze Farm, or DMF. CV is it is compared to PT, it is smaller in terms of capacity and in terms of organizing things. It is much smaller than PT, but we have both of them. So uh, so that we may be very easy to define which one is belong to the PD and which one is belong to CV. So we were working through these two companies. Many things we have been working through these companies so far. So both companies are working for many business fields. For example, like plantations, we have these rubber plantations, we have the vanilla, we have the bananas, and many other things. Yeah. And also we are renting of heavy equipment like excavator, loader, something like that. We are supplying and selling of iron. This, yeah, we are supplying this because we have been observing that if we can work together, make a warehouse for iron, and we can really supplying and selling the iron very well, because it's very good. Indonesia government is working very well, and also in the private sector also people really in need of this iron for their constructions. And now we go to the construction work. We haven't started it yet, but we are going to start it very soon. And we have cows and pig farm. So far we have more or less 100 cows. And we have Swiftlet house. We have a fiber optic cables installment and housing plots or housing projects. That's what we have been doing through these two companies, especially through the PD. Yeah. And through that PDs also, we are able to working very well with the lay people, because it is not a matter of fundraising. We still doing the fundraising, but we also see the other possibility to get more money to support our mission. It is through the companies. So, for example, two big projects are almost finished, where the fund was majority from the local donors and some other oblate efforts. Yeah, some other oblate efforts. For example, like this In these slides, I show you a chapel in Oblate property for the future retreat center in Balikpapan, East Borneo. It's almost finished. It will be inaugurated this year. A second big project is junior building a house for minor seminary to accommodate more or less 60 students. So far, we have 33 students already in this place. We were not able to accommodate more because it's still under construction. So we hope by the middle of next year, the buildings will be finished. And we still have many common projects for the province, like new scholastic house, because we have now more formandees, more seminarians. Our old seminary, our old scholastic house is not able to accommodate all of these seminarians, so we have decided that we are going to build a new one, which the capacity more or less for 40 to 50 scholastics and brothers. Yeah. And we are going also to what we call this renovate our retreat center, either here and in East Kalimantan and East Borneo, and some new ministries, especially for the youth, also schools. So we will still have many common projects in the future. Some challenges that we have been facing so far. Last year, when we just started our piggery farms, we lost our 470 pigs because of pig virus. This virus attacked almost the whole Indonesian territory. So many people lost 9,000, 2,000 pigs, or something like that. Yeah. One fellow lost 2,000, 4,000 pigs. Yeah. We lost 470 pigs. So we didn't consider it at the beginning because never happened before such a very big problem like that. So it happened for the first time. We just started and we got these problems. It's okay. We learn from that. Second thing is because we know coronavirus pandemic really slowing down all the businesses around the world, including Indonesia. So it's a big challenge for us. We just started our uh, businesses, then this coronavirus came in between. Uh, we almost fainted because of this problem. Yeah. Anyway, we continue our works, our efforts now. And because of that also, it's affected financial business like market share and fixed deposits went down rapidly in Indonesia. So we cannot really depending our missions anymore in the market share and deposit because a fixed deposit because it is not worth it anymore in Indonesia. It doesn't really supporting us very much. Some are went down and some are not able to revive again. Some challenges, the other challenge which we are facing very much is how of making the oblates understanding of the long process for financial sustainability, uh, because we have to against up and down of the market. Uh, Now you see, not every oblates supporting our effort. Some oblates even against it and considering it as a failure, considering it is not be a lasting project or something like that. Some, yeah, they are indifferent. It's up to you. You want to do that, that's okay. You don't want to do that, that's okay. Yeah. Only a small group that really be with us and also working together with us. So we have to really creative in this managing these challenges. Yeah. What is the future planning in our province? The general chapter 36th message giving us these two articles to revisit our mindset toward the finance. Your community is my community. Your mission is my mission. Article 95 telling us that call for each unit to generate funds locally. to create a relative financial sustainability. So still in this framework, we are continuing our efforts to really to have this financial sustainability program a successful one day in our province. We are in the process of that. Still take quite years in the future, but we have a hope that it will work well since we have been observing that all our efforts are growing. Some are very slow, some are very fast. Yeah. So our future planning process working seriously on transparency and accountability of our unit and all the ministries. We work it through financial report, open for every oblate. Everybody can ask, everybody can have a check, or everybody can look at it. As far as they have to maintain also the secrecy of the reports. But everybody uh, is given a chance to have an inquiry because we try to give the reports openly. And especially the provincial and his council and finance committee, we give them a first preference. So whenever they are in need of asking us about the reports or the financial, we are open for that. Yeah. And continue to work together as a teamwork. Now we have a quite good number of young oblates who are very interested in this understanding well in terms of what is financial sustainability means and how we are going to really work out for this in the future and in which way we are going to develop it well and make it better in the future. We are happy with the presence of some young oblates for that. Yeah. Next is regarding the preparing the young oblates for taking up some ministries professionally, especially when they dealing with financial matters. We are sending oblates now to the good university for master degree so that they will learn about the financial matter and about how to do the business and also the transparency, the accountability. Some following some courses that related to the financial sustainability, either formal or informal. And also, we get the involved in financial matter from the early age in the seminary. So that's why, by doing so, you see, we will try to give a good awareness toward the scholastics and also our seminarian. I have been giving several times workshop for the seminarians. So they're very happy with that, and I brought also this, for example, like the materials coming from the chapters, the materials coming from our temporary goods document. So show to them this is the way that we are going to do for our future. So I think they were very responsive toward this. I mean, we hope that in the future, once they become a priest, once they have their final vows, they will start to uh, be more getting more understanding regarding financial sustainability. Later, we are giving also them some workshops as for their level for creating the common understanding on financial sustainability from their early formation year. So this is the way we are doing it now. Uh, I may say I do not know it will be a very successful one or not, but anyway, somehow we are growing, and I hope for the future what we have been doing so far it will give also the good fruits, and we hope that especially the young oblates will take it seriously since they have the documents very clear which can direct them, can be a guideline for their efforts, especially helping the province to be more sustainable or at least making a relative financial sustainability in our province. I think this is my presentations. Hope you will understand. I'm sorry if I am not able to really explain it as for your requirements or for your level, because it is only a matter of sharing. It is not. I don't want to giving this as a teaching program. It is a sharing program province, which I know also there are still many other materials I can share, but I think for this time it's more than enough to each one of you who want to learn, who want to develop your own province, especially those provinces or those delegations just like us, still struggling in making a progress for the financial sustainability. Thank you very much for this.